What a gut-wrenching blow for Liverpool fans, watching their team stumble out of the Carabao Cup in a 3-0 thrashing at home to Crystal Palace, raising eyebrows about team management and squad depth. But stick around, because Arne Slot's candid words in the post-match press conference reveal layers of strategy, regret, and resilience that might just change how you view this setback. In this match, Ismaila Sarr netted a brace just before half-time, and with substitute Amara Nallo getting sent off for the hosts, Yeremy Pino added the icing on the cake with a goal in the 88th minute. It was a night that left the Reds licking their wounds after fielding a heavily rotated lineup. Dive into our full match report from Anfield right here. https://www.liverpoolfc.com/news/Liverpool-eliminated-Carabao-Cup-After-home-defeat-Crystal-Palace. Arne Slot kicked off by addressing his deep disappointment with the outcome and whether he harbors any second thoughts about his squad choices. It's always tough to lose a football match, he explained, particularly when it knocks you out of a tournament. Yet, he pointed out that this wasn't a new approach. He'd made similar selections in the same rounds last season. The Reds have now dropped 6 out of 7 games, and while there might be justifications, none justify such a poor run at a club like Liverpool. Slot delved into potential reasons, citing the Brentford defeat as a prime example. Just 2 days after a grueling away tie against Eintracht Frankfurt, the team seemed worn out from 3 matches in a week. This fatigue isn't a valid excuse for losing, he clarified, but it's understandable when considering players who struggled during pre-season, or are adapting from different leagues to the high-intensity pace of the Premier League and Champions League. Looking ahead, with Aston Villa up next in just 2 days, Slot reflected on past mishaps. The last time they rested a player deemed ready, but who ended up injured, was Alexander Isak against Frankfurt. Earlier, against Southampton, Giovanni Leone was sidelined in a similar competition, and Hugo Ekitike picked up a red card after 2 yellows. Currently, with only 15 or 16 squad players fit and available, plus the club's tradition of integrating academy talents in these cups, Slot stood by his decision. Even after this loss, he believes it was the right call, noting that their first-team regulars haven't fared much better against Palace recently. But here's where it gets controversial. Does resting stars in cup competitions really build depth, or does it just invite disaster when injuries strike? Slot seems adamant, but many fans might argue this approach backfired spectacularly, sparking debates on whether squad rotation is a luxury Liverpool can afford amid their recent form dips. On the topic of added pressure for Saturday's clash with Aston Villa, after benching key players, Slot downplayed the idea. Losing 6 out of 7 already cranks up the heat, he said. Managing or playing for Liverpool comes with inherent intensity. This defeat didn't ramp it up further, but he appreciated the fans' unwavering support during the 2-0 deficit, where the team couldn't mount a comeback. That loyalty, he hopes, will fuel a stronger showing against Villa, who rested during the week to face Liverpool at full strength. Addressing selections for the matchday squad, Slot questioned the assumption that it was unusual. He recalled last season's Carabao Cup tie against West Ham, where Mohamed Salah wasn't even on the bench, though he admitted he might be mistaken. Comparing it to Manchester City's lineup, which appeared to feature all starters despite claims otherwise, Slot highlighted Liverpool's squad size. When facing Chelsea, they were missing 8 players, but still fielded talents like Estevao. Liverpool, with only 4 absentees, had to start 4 under-19s, reaching 6 after substitutions. This sheds light on why youth integration is crucial, offering a real-world example of how clubs like Liverpool nurture talent while balancing competition demands. And this is the part most people miss, the human element behind the team's struggles. Slot shared a touching moment about Amara Nallo sending off his second red card, possibly the first after a PSV Eindhoven match. No lengthy pep talk was needed from Slot, as Ibu Konate and Virgil van Dijk stepped in immediately to comfort the young player. This gesture, Slot noted, speaks volumes about their character, supporting a fellow teammate in a tough spot. It's a subtle reminder that football isn't just tactics, it's about empathy and team spirit, helping newcomers like Nallo bounce back from such heartbreaks. On Calvin Ramsay's debut and the formation, Slot first clarified a recurring question. Against teams in a 5-2-3 setup, Ryan Gravenberch often shifts to an inverted left winger, creating a five-man defensive line. Building with three players up front isn't new, so no big revelations there. Ramsay, though, delivered a solid performance, composed with the ball, contributing to better chances in the first half-hour. Slot praised his debut, suggesting Ramsay could feel proud despite the scoreline. It's encouraging for young talents, showing how even in defeat, individuals can shine and build confidence. Check out more on a potential Ryan Gravenberch comeback for the Villa game. https://www.liverpoolfc.com/news/on-slot-possible-Ryan-Gravenberch-return- against Aston Villa. You must accept cookies to view content on our site. Catch the full press conference on YouTube. https://youtube.com/v=QL9D0TMBTFE. So, what do you think? Is Arne Slot's rotation strategy a bold gamble worth the risk, or a recipe for more heartbreak? Does prioritizing youth development outweigh the need for consistent results? Share your hot takes in the comments below. Do you agree with Slot's unshakable stance, or does this loss prove it's time for a rethink? Let's discuss.